Good morning, everyone. I'm laughing at my own bloopers this morning. So I wanted to get this off my chest. I have 5 things that I would like to talk about that are huge wastes of money in my book, and I do not spend money on them. So there's a lot of other things, but these are the 5 that are coming to mind this morning. So number 1 is alcohol. Okay. Alcohol purchases out when you're at a restaurant, alcohol purchases every night, wine, beer, all these things, liquor. If you have to have a drink every night with dinner, hey, you've done it your whole life. Okay. But studies show that studies that I've read about show that it's not good for you. It's not good for your liver. Red wine, it might have some good properties in it, but it causes osteoporosis, and it's, in my book, a poison. You're poisoning your body, but these are my opinions. I have strong opinions. A lot of people would disagree with me, but after dinner, maybe if you want to relax, take a walk. Take a walk around the block, get some exercise in, and so then you can eliminate that drink or whatever. A lot of people do it. It's a very norm in society. I just think it's a form of medication to some. Others, it's a habit. Others, they're in that habit of, we eat dinner, then we're going to have an after dinner drink, so, or 2 or 3 or whatever. I just don't do it. I think it's a waste of money. I like being in my realm 100%. So that's number 1. Number 2 is e-cigarettes, any kind of smoking, cigarettes, e-cigarettes, or marijuana. Now, unless it's medical marijuana, I'm not getting into that. I'm just talking about recreational use here. Cigarettes and e-cigarettes, they really don't give you any there's no purpose to them except destroying your body, your lungs, your throat, your pocketbook, your bottom line. I mean, there's no good purpose to cigarettes. It's a psychological and emotional attachment and a habit. So, I mean, some people say, oh, I need a cigarette because it's a habit. I smoked for a long time. I'm so glad I gave it up. I look at the price of cigarettes and I'm like, oh my word, like $7, $8 for 20 cigarettes. Well, that's what I saw at one point. I'm not sure what they are now, but that's a lot of money, So, just my opinions on things, because I am an ex-smoker and we're the worst. So, number 3 is breakfast items out, like Wawa, any of these places that have a breakfast, lineup. Wawa is really expanding. They're really doing well because they have good marketing, and people say, oh, I got to go get my Wawa. Or I did like the Wawa has pizza ad. That was so cute. It was like, Wawa has pizza, and then people are falling out of the ceiling and everything. I was really liking that. I thought it was funny, but I have never had a Wawa pizza, and I do not eat Wawa convenience items. Every once in a while, and it's a blue moon, I'll get a coffee from there. If we're not going to make it home from driving 2 hours or so, then that's a different story. But usually I make it at home and bring it with me. But anyway, so that's number 3. Number 4 is DoorDash. I had DoorDash or Uber Eats or whatever these things are. I think there's other ones. So I had a DoorDash one time, and it was sponsored by the place I worked at. And they gave us 30 or something dollars to get lunch for a virtual meeting that we have. It was during COVID. So I ordered a chicken croissant sandwich I had a side to it. I can't remember what it was, if it was a pudding or what. I I don't remember, but it was a chicken salad croissant sandwich with a side, and then it had a large iced coffee. So this thing comes to my door. It was like $20 for those three items, and then $12 delivery fee and tax and all this other stuff. So I'm like, wow, $32. I mean, I would never dream of paying that for this meal. So anyway, it shows up. The top was popped on my sandwich. Like, so it looked like the person that delivered it was in my sandwich, and my croissant top was missing, and I didn't have an iced coffee. So I called the coffee shop up and I said, hey, I said, I ordered this. Says, oh, well, it was with the driver. And I said, well, it's not at my door. This is the first time I've ever ordered from your cafe. And he said, well, you'll have to call DoorDash. And I said, forget it. I'm not calling DoorDash. I'm never doing this again. And he said, well, I'll deliver it. I'll remake it and deliver it to you. Because I told him I wasn't eating it. I thought that it was compromised. The driver had compromised it. I don't know what happened, but that's what it seemed like to me. So it was a total waste of time and a total waste of money. And I could have made that same meal at home for a lot cheaper. So the last one is, is Instacart or groceries delivered at home. So I do not have Amazon Prime, and I've never had my groceries delivered. I like going to the grocery store and picking out my bananas and my fruit and my vegetables and things like that. I usually only get, fresh produce and meats and things like that. I'm very picky, so I want to pick out what item I'm getting. And I don't want to have to pay for that service. So you're actually paying for someone to go through the store, get your groceries for you, either deliver them and you stop by and you pick them up. I don't want that. I like to see what I'm buying. I like to compare prices. Like, maybe I won't get this kind of meat this week because another one's on sale, but I'm not going to see that unless I'm actually in the store. And yes, there's a flyer that comes out, but I like to see things on my own, go in, pick my own groceries out. I mean, this seems to be a big thing these days, but and actually, if you're saying you don't have time to grocery shop, then time is money for you. So you're exchanging your grocery shopping for money, and I'm not doing that. I like to do everything myself. I like to have everything myself. I don't like people waiting on me and doing things for me. Anybody that knows me knows that that's true of me. So that's what's on my mind this morning. I hope you get something out of this video. I might get some nasty comments because a lot of the things that I mentioned are mainstream activities that a lot of people do, but that's okay. Everybody has their opinion. I'm not mad at anybody for anything they do. I'm not judging anybody. I'm just telling you what I do. That's all. So have a great day.